Today my dad and I are going to show you how we make simple swarm traps using 5-gallon buckets. We start with a standard 5-gallon bucket and drill a 1-inch entrance hole near the bottom. This will serve as the bee's entrance once a swarm moves in. Next, we remove the factory bucket handle and replace it with a stronger wire. The original handle isn't always sturdy enough to support the trap when it's hanging in a tree for months at a time. For the lid, we take an old bee frame and cut it to fit across the top of the bucket. Once it fits properly, we screw it into place. This gives the bees a framework to begin building from. Now it's time to make the trap smell attractive to scout bees. We rub beeswax around the inside of the bucket and add a piece of old comb from a previous hive. The scent of beeswax and drawn comb helps convince passing scouts that this would make a good home for a new colony. You also want to take a few drops of lemongrass oil and put it on a cotton ball and wrap it up in some plastic and poke a few holes inside of the plastic. This is also very attractive to scout bees. Before hanging the trap, we place a rock or a brick in the bottom along with a piece of comb, and this keeps the bucket from swinging excessively in the wind. Once the trap is ready, it's time to choose a location. We like to place our swarm traps facing south and whenever possible near residential areas where there are plenty of flowers, gardens, and other forage sources for honeybees. When hanging the trap, we aim for a height of about 10 to 15 feet off the ground with the entrance facing south. This location gives scouts bees a better chance of finding it and deciding it's suitable for their swarm. Once the trap is set, check it periodically every other day, and don't get frustrated if you don't catch any the first week or two. Just let it sit. Time is on your side here. Now for the exciting part. One of our traps successfully caught a swarm. My dad lowered the bucket from the tree and handed it to me while I got the hive set up nearby. After removing the lid, I inspect the colony and begin looking for the queen. Once I find her, I place her in a queen clip. The rest of the bees will naturally gather around her, making the transfer much easier. And all of the bees that are still out foraging will come back and they will smell her in her new hive. Next, we carefully remove all of the comb the bees built inside the bucket and transfer it into the hive. Having food stores and a few drawn comb frames already in the hive helps the colony settle in faster and continue growing. After a few days, once the bees are established and flying normally, the hive can be moved to its permanent location in your apiary. And that's how we build a simple 5-gallon bucket swarm trap and turn a wild swarm into a productive hive. Thanks for watching and good luck catching your next swarm.